All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Kanipa Whitmack Quach, Standing Bear, Soda Tribe, Fishing Lake First Nation, Saskatchewan, Canada, Treaty 4 Territory, Anishinaabe, 60 Scoop Survivor, published author. And someone said, well, why don't you mention talking about your swimming? Okay, two-time United States swimming national champion, USA swimming national team member, 95. So I don't know, kind of throw that in there. And we are kind of early today, so I have a doctor's appointment later today, so we kind of screwed it up, a little bit urgent. So yeah, we'll be out of here about 8:30. So wanted to come in here, do that thing we do. So again, welcome to We Are the Medicine Circle, which really implies that we are the medicine circle. It does not really says that I'm not in charge. I don't want to be in charge. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a pastor, deacon. You're not my flock. It's not anything patriarchal. I am in the service of the Great Spirit, and I'm in the service of this circle. And there's really no other place that I'd rather be right here, right now. We're just sitting right here next to you. So. Yeah. And no one said that they love you today. I love you very much, which really means that I want you to connect to all those beautiful things that bring life, like air, water, fire, earth. Beginning with those, the ancestors, the next seven. That's what I mean. Love is like a real spiritual thing, right? Connecting to all those things. Like, this was a comment yesterday. Could you explain this a little bit more? Love is, leave it to the colonial world to ruin what love really is, right? Just some sort of physical, lustful attraction, some sort of like that thing, and it's really that's a part of it, but it's a really small percentage part of it. It's really about connecting to those things that give us life, right? That's what love is, right? The eagle is love, right? So the seven sacred teachings, we know that the eagle carries all the teachings. That's how beautiful and powerful that is. So, that lustful affair thinking, not really here, not really right now, right? So, it's some sort of like an agenda, like a contractual agreement, where really it's not that at all. It's not at all. It's something completely different. So when I say I love you, that means I want everything for you and nothing from you. That means I want you to connect. And the reciprocal would be, the full circle would be, is Standing Bear, I love you too. So yeah, that's awesome. So okay, couple of housekeeping things here. If we lose connections, particularly here on Facebook, we're on two platforms right now. So if you see me looking back and forth, that's what I'm doing. So so we're on Facebook, and then we're on YouTube. If we have, and we always seem to have a little problem with Facebook. So like if there's an audio or visual lag, here, just know that we are over there on YouTube, Standing Bear, the author. We are also coming live from over there. We got two people over there now. Yeah. So some people just feel better. It's your choice. If you want to go over there and and I go live from there. Let me do that. And go live from there. Tags. We have a new tag list, and this is particularly for the Facebookers. I understand that there's a lot of notifications, but you still want to get notified. In the event that there's this is a Facebooker thing, so there's three dots right here on every post. Just click on that. There's a drop down, and it says turn off notifications. It's really that simple. So that is that, and also you guys have asked for the 30-day challenge. It's something something that we do, and there's a YouTube explanation for that, and I put it in the feed today, and I think I'm just gonna just keep posting that. It is on my page, so my YouTube page. So that's Standing Bear, the author. So just go over there, please like and subscribe. Build up our numbers a little bit. So please and thank you. Okay, all right. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. I can tell. I can tell it's going to be a good day. So, all right. So let us begin in a good and beautiful way here. There we go. Little smudge, please light your. If you have smudge, you can light it up. Also, again, as always, we ask that we get one or two volunteers out there, one or two volunteers to keep this smoke going throughout the entire circle. Please and thank you for that. That is for a grandmother out in Vancouver. I spoke to her last week, and she pops in here from time to time, man. I love that, man. When I see the names scrolling by, and I'm like, oh man, like I get those warm fuzzies, right? I'm like, oh, that's good. It's like I was like a proud son, right? I was like, oh man, that's good. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Getting all warm and fuzzy inside, right? So, but she requested that we keep this smoke going throughout the entire morning circle in remembrance for the residential school children who never came home. And I asked her last week if we could include the family members too, and of course she said yes. So give me a little thumbs up. Give me a little heart. YouTubers, you can add a little heart, a little comment in there too, please, and thank you for that. And okay, there we go. There we go. So let's begin with prayer. Let us begin with offering. Let us begin with spirit. If it doesn't begin with those three, then it doesn't really begin. Little help from above, little help from below, and then we Chiyagana to all my relations. Kitchimana 2, Great Spirit, Creator, Great Mystery. Chi Meg Witch for our breath. Chi Meg Witch for our circle. Chi Meg Witch for this day. Chi Meg Witch for our life. Thank you. We are grateful for our last breath, and we are hopeful for our next, and we live in that place in between. We come here today. We mean no harm in what we do. We come here in a good way. Come here in a sacred way, in a humble way. But why we come here, there's the first reason. There could be many more after, but the first reason always is life. Without life, we have nothing. So we come here and we celebrate our life as part of a whole. We do not come here to only celebrate our own life, because that would be selfish. We want to be selfless as we are a part of a greater whole. That's how we live a good life. We come here and we celebrate those things. There's nations, tribes, and circles. All nations, tribes, and circles, especially there's nations, tribes, and circles that do not look like the two-legged. Like the Stania Nation, the ones that offer the world breath, we say thank you. To the Fish Nations, the ones that teach us how to live in harmony and balance with the water, we say thank you, because we have forgotten. To the Winged Nations, the ones that teach us how to live in harmony and balance with the wind and air, we say thank you, because we have forgotten. To the creepy crawlies and the slitheries and the insect nations, the ones who teach us how to stay close and grounded to Mother Earth, we say thank you, because we have forgotten. to the four-legged nation, circles, and tribes, the ones who offer us, teach us, and give us so much to and for our humanity. We say thank you. And of course, to other two-legged nations, circles, and tribes, all two-legged nations, circles, and tribes, because we understand that you are our teachers as well. It makes our ears and our hearts very happy. We celebrate those things that offer us life, air, water, fire, earth. We celebrate them as if they are our own, that we are a part of them because we are. We celebrate all seven directions because we know that life, love, and light come from all seven directions. We celebrate the ones that come before us, our ancestors. And remember, if they are our relatives here, which all life is, then they are our ancestors over there. So the eagle, bear, wolf, butterfly, all these nations, they are our ancestors over there. So we come from a million points of light and love. And we are grateful for this. We are grateful that they lived in accordance with spiritual law, and they passed those laws on to us and say, here's how to live a good life. That's what they did. That's what the bears did. The first bear and the first eagle, they are also our relatives. And what a beautiful, powerful thing to connect to that. So we say thank you. And we also understand that some of our two-legged ancestors were hurt, wounded, abused, and traumatized, and they passed that along to us. Time of great sorrow and great grieving and great hurt and great sadness. We acknowledge this. Are we okay? And we understand that we're here to heal this, to heal ourselves. We acknowledge this. And we acknowledge during this process it's okay not to be okay. But it's also okay to understand that their wounds were not for us to own. They weren't supposed to be given to us, but they were. So it is us to heal from that. And not only for us, but so we don't pass these wounds on to the next seven generations. For we only borrow this earth from our children, and our children are only loaned to us. So we live at the intersection between two unseen worlds. What a great time to break the cycle, to break the chains that bind us, both here physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It doesn't have to be the way it's always been. We can stop drinking and the violence and the lateral violence and the drugging right here, and we can begin to heal ourselves and our communities and Mother Earth. We can begin to heal this land right now. What a great opportunity it is to do so, to come here in circle, to sit in a good and beautiful way, and to have that beautiful intent of unity and love. And the ancestors, they gave us a trail to follow, but they were wise and they were smart. They said you can only see it with your intent, with your beautiful and powerful intent. So let's be intentful. Let's not meander or wander. Let us be focused. Let us be all in. And then we will see that beautiful road. It's called the Red Road, the road of wellness, the road of all people, all life, the road of harmony and balance. It's not just the road for the two-legged, but our relationship to the sacred hoop of all life, treating with respect and listening to them. And on this road is humility, love, truth, wisdom, respect, honesty, and courage. And these are the seven sacred teachings that will lead us to a good life. That we live in a world we understand that separates us from this spiritual world. But while we're here, let us remember that we already are these things. We don't need to become these things. We already are. So let's walk with humility. We are here to make and build good relations, both seen and unseen, physical and spiritual. So let us sit down with this beautiful spirit of humility, this beautiful place of love and truth and honesty, wisdom, courage, respect. Let us sit here and make good words to each other, gentle words to each other. And then maybe we will become that much closer to the prayer at the center of the universe. The first fire, the first prayer, the first light. Harmony and balance. And we are to be the peacemakers. We are to share this harmony and balance with all life and all love. We are here to pray for our enemies and offer them spiritual prayers and sanctuary. Give them a safe place so that we may move on. All right. Well, good one this morning. Okay. Well, once again, we are on a little bit early today. There's a doctor's appointment that I have later on today. We have to run right out the door after this. So anyway, I wanted to come on a little bit early and just kind of do that thing we do. And so yeah. So again, welcome everyone. Couple things before we begin in earnest. Hollow bones. That's why we're here. The sacred hoop, the hollow bones, medicine wheel, prayers. That's really all the same thing, right? We are to connect to this beautiful thing called life, right? We're supposed to connect to it, right? We're supposed to connect, right? Right? Hollow bones. So we understand, and what we're connecting to is that beautiful, powerful life force, and that life force comes in all different shapes, colors, and comes in things. It comes in the sunrise, comes in the birds, comes in the birds singing, comes in the worms and in the ground. All these things that carry such a beautiful, powerful medicine. So the first half is we want to connect to that beautiful life force, right? And there was a question from you. Well, how do we know we're connected to the life force? I think that's a really good question. It's a very colonial question, but here's the deal. We've been talking about this frequently. This kind of comment comes up, and we're supposed to be happy. I don't know if you're supposed to. We're supposed to be aligned. We're supposed to be happy. And that's when I say that, people are like. But it confuses them, right? Well, we live in a world that's supposed to do that, like that colonial, Western, industrial patriarchy. That's what it's supposed to do. That's simply the medicine. So if you're sad, lonely, depressed, well, then one thing I would say that you're focusing on the wrong thing. There's a lot of other life out there, and I understand that there's great sadness there, but we don't need to be overwhelmed. By that, what we need to do is we just simply need to acknowledge that and just say, no, thank you. Just be like, okay, I really want to live a really good, beautiful, powerful life, and I don't know how to do that living in the colonial world. Well, there's really no way, we can do that, right? True happiness comes with absolute connection. And I don't talk in absolutes, but that's an absolute. Like, when like, very simply, 30-day challengers, and again, I posted that in the feed this morning. I think posted it yesterday too. 30-day challenges. Life changing, life altering. Right? Here is an opportunity, so you get to make a choice now. Right? So you get to make a choice whether to wake up in the morning, take this bag of tobacco, offer gratitude and thank you, welcoming the ancestors back. Wow, what an opportunity is to launch out on this day. You know, offering just opens up those spiritual doors, right? You know, and you know what? Here's like the other end to this. Like if we don't do that, the day usually goes sideways, right? And just kind of like we end up places we say stuff that like we don't really mean. We're angry, we're sad, we're lonely, but when we welcome the ancestors, part of what they do is they protect us emotionally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. I like I like that guidance. I like that beautiful shield. I like to imagine, um, like I'm going to the doctor said it's a pretty scary place. They're going to do some real scary tests. So it's kind of like, but I'm going to imagine the Buffalo Nations and all those nations coming with me. Right? Right. I'm just going to imagine them just kind of, and that's so beautiful, right? That's so beautiful. That's how we connect. We use our imagination. We live in a world of indoctrination over here, and where's my pen? I don't have a pen here. Hold on. And that you can write. So if we're sad, lonely, depressed, and like that's okay. That's not a good or bad thing. We just say no, thank you, and then we embark on a new journey. And actually, we're going to talk about that today here in the reading today. We're going to go over August 29th, Whispers from the Hollow Bone. So basically, so if we get a volunteer to put that in the feed, that would be really good. So please and thank you for that. So anyway, I think we covered Hollow Bones. Please, and like here's like the other thing too, is allow this. It's not a definition because that sounds static, right? It's static. Spirit is not static, right? Think of like the water. Allow so as you grow with the spirit, so does your understanding of. So just allow that to happen. One of you had a question the other day. Well, why don't you just write down a definition and then that's it, right? And I'm like, well, it doesn't really work because we're all in like different, we're all in different spiritual places, right? So, anyway. Okay, ancestors and elders. It's really important that we acknowledge, understand, pray with, for those who have come before us, and those, my elder, I spoke to him this morning. Tony Stonehawk says hi to you all this morning. He is my elder, been with him for 30 years now. So, since I was just a wee kid, just a little guy, a little snot-nosed little kid. I was a little bigger, but it was really angry, really drunk, really depressed, really like all these things. And he took me under his wing, and here we are. So thank you to Tony. And again, he is Lennon Lenape out of Delaware, so he's from the Delaware Nation. So I'm Soto. So yeah, we come from different parts of him, but he's part of my spiritual family. He is the closest thing to a father that I have, right? That's just it. So anyway, so ancestors again. So we talked about the ancestors in the opening prayer, right? They are still with us, right? Just as you are looking at me, they are sitting right here next to you. So it has to be acknowledged. So thank you for the Eagle Nation and the Bear Nation and the Buffalo Nation and all and all those, because they walk in accordance with spiritual law, right? So that's what we say, and I think I made a meme about it. Like when we say walk in a good way, that means walking in accordance with spiritual law, not just one, and not for a moment. We're talking about trying to live a good life, walking concurrently with humility, love, truth, wisdom, respect, courage, and honesty. So that's okay. I love you guys. Okay, so circle medicine. So no one's in front of us, no one's behind us, no one's above us, no one is below us. We are all equal here, and this is what that means right here. This is the YouTubers right here. Over here, Facebookers over here. This is what we are. So there's about 16 people in here. This is Sybil, Joanne, Holly, Brenda, and yeah, Holly Rieger's in there. Holly and I went to LaSalle together. Yeah. Went to college together. So she saw the train wreck. Well, anyways, Holly, I love you. So, okay, sacred feminine. Sacred feminine. So the life givers. You are beautiful, powerful. You are sacred. You are enough. And that's the beginning, and just sit there with that's and for the men out there, just sit with that, right? They are the life givers, right? Beautiful, powerful, sacred, right? We don't add contrast or comparison. We don't do that. Just that beautiful place of sacred. That's it, right? Because we have forgotten how to do that. We have forgotten how to be grateful just for the power of the sacred. Just, oh my God, that's beautiful. That's the life givers, right? That's it, right? And also I was sitting with an elder. In fact, I talked about it the other day, and we were sitting in, and he was talking about the sacred feminine, and he was talking about the contrast, the difference between indigenous thinking and colonial thinking. He called it somewhere else. He called it somewhere else. I call it colonial just because it's real easy. So just because and here's like that thing. Just because we don't understand it doesn't mean we can't honor it. Write that down. Right? That's a spiritual thing. That's a spiritual thing. The colonial world, if they don't understand it, then they reject it almost right away. Right? So so we are in a beautiful healing process, particularly for us men, right? Because if we don't understand it, right, then let's sit here and we can still honor that place of beauty, right? We can still honor that beautiful, beautiful place, right? So, okay, so here's question of the day, and this is also, please keep your questions as soon as the comments coming. I do not guarantee that I will get around to all of them. That's like the lawyer in me. That's like the lawyer bear in me, and I don't like the lawyer bear in me, but there's a reason why I say that. So, okay, so this is from kind of like a recovery background type thing. There was a little back and forth, and I said, well, okay, what can I help you with? So it's like, and here's the question that she came up with. How do we replace colonial sadness? Okay. You know what? I'm just looking at August, little sidebar here. So Whispers from the Hollow Bone, it really addresses this, right? So we might, what time is it? So we might so we're gonna, and you know what? I didn't even set this up until because there's comments and questions over here, and I go over here, and then I go over. Some people suggest that. So we're gonna answer this question with the reading. How about that? So, I mean, it's all related anyway, right? It's all kind of related anyway. So let us put let's get a volunteer to put Whispers from the Hollow Bone, August 29th in there. I'm going to double check that. August 29th. So, August 29th. So. August 29th. Yes, August 29th, right here. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to read it couple of times, develop a general impression. And remember, we got about 14, 15 people here, 16, 17 with the YouTube compliance. So one reading, we're going to get like 17, 16, 17 different, you know, different opinions and impressions and stuff like that. This is not about right and wrong. And this is part of the teaching, right? This is not about right and wrong. You know, we kind of leave that thinking at the door, you know, because remember, we're not bad people becoming good, right? That's a colonialism, right? You know, who's right, who's wrong. That's a colonialism. So we don't need to bring that here. What we simply need to do is just acknowledge that we are all on this beautiful spiritual journey, and here. So like we're all over the map, right? So we're like everywhere, right? But the beautiful thing is we will be aligned, right? When we sit together, when we pray together, when the medicine comes together, there's an automatic alignment, right? Because we are spiritually intentful, right? So, you know, since we're all over here, and that's when the miracle happens. When we come here, we are from all backgrounds, right? We are from all backgrounds. But the beautiful thing is we will do that beautiful, beautiful alignment. And you know how we feel that? It's just, how do we replace colonial sadness? This is how we do it, right? This is how we do it. We sit in the circle, we pray together, we love together, we learn together, we sit with humility together. That's how we do that, right? Right? That's, you know, that's how we do that. So, okay, so without any further ado, in spiritual realms, there is a message in every moment. Okay. In spiritual realms, there is a message in every moment. Powerful. Really powerful. And like if we gloss over it, it's like, yeah, it's kind of cool, but no. It gets better, it gets deeper. Let's break this down in a really good and beautiful way. Right? Let's light up some more sage because it's about to get beautiful right here. It's got to get really, really beautiful. Okay. You know, like grandfather always said, everything begins with the spirit. That's Tony Sono. So the way the elders say, everything begins with spirit. So we've started our day, the 30-day challengers. I love you guys. You know, 30-day challengers. So we open our day. We open our day at sunrise, right? In spiritual realms, right? We have to have a beginning, right? So that's spiritual realms. That's the beginning. Opening up with prayer. So with you know, like a more colonial definition would be like a region or domain, but let's think in terms of spiritual region. So let's start thinking of the unseen. Everything begins with the unseen. That's just the deal. So when we say, we bring in and we offer thanks to the unseen, and we do that with gratitude, right? And gratitude is an action. That's something that we do. Great gratitude and great thank you. Again, that opens up that beautiful, beautiful spiritual door. So, like what we have done here is that door is already open, right? So that spirit is here. We're feeling good. We're growing. Some of us are taking notes. Some of us are drinking coffee. We just have that good feeling going on, right? You know, it's not like listening to like, kind of like that. No, we're here. We're doing beautiful, powerful, exciting things. Okay, so in spiritual realms, everything begins with a spirit. Okay, there is a message. And just hang on. This is going to get really good. This was life altering for me. So the door, we're present. The door has been opened. We made that offering. So now there's greater vision, there's sight. Okay. There is a message. Okay, conveying there's conveying something, right? So now the spirit world is trying to communicate with us, right? But whereas before, I mean, like they're always here, But without gratitude, without offering, without facing the east, without all these, with these intentful prayers, which really set the stage, open up that spiritual door, we will never know. We will never hear, right? Right. To convey a message in every moment. Okay. That means every breath. We can start over whenever we want. We can open up this door. We don't have to wait for the morning, right? Our old life, our healing can begin with our next breath. Like say some of us are struggling with drugs and alcohol. That's just a thing, right? That this is not a good or bad thing, right? Probably shouldn't do it. Let's make a better decision, right? You know, you know. Let us make a better decision. Let us sit in circle. Let us sit in circle and make that beautiful decision. So in every moment, okay. Let's break down that moment. This is really beautiful. Okay, spiritual. Okay, so we're there, right? Emotional. Okay, are we here? Are we present? How are we feeling, right? You know, when I wake up, when I pray, when I'm in that beautiful, intentful moment, I feel really good, right? And I want to hold on to that, right? That good, beautiful, new feeling. Okay, mental. Physical. Right. So what is that? And a lot of people struggle with that, right? That's called being all in. That means being entirely present. We don't know how to do that because we live in a world of separation. We live in a colonial world where we're kind of over there, we're over there, we're over there. What's happening over there? Okay, what's happening with here? What kind of, oh my God, there's something going on there. Oh my God, there's a TV on. What's Donald Trump? What's doing? You see how chaotic and crisis it is, and it's simply like it's not a good or bad thing. It just simply is what it is, right? They're supposed to bring the chaos. They're supposed to bring. So I don't understand why everybody gets all upset when the colonial government does crazy things, because that's what they're supposed to do. It's just like, okay, well, so now we know what they do. So now, how do we change this world? How do we replace this colonial sadness, right? Well, we introduce. Everything begins with the spirit, right? We introduce the power of the spirit here, right now, every moment. It doesn't have to be the way it always is, right? Be present, like being all in. Like, when Grandfather Tony started talking about this, you know what? And I remember this conversation like 30 years ago, 25 years ago. Like, I was so freaking nuts, man. I really was. All this stuff happened to me, and I was just nuts, and I was displaying all these behaviors and these self-harming behaviors, and like probably like in 1 week, like I would be calm like 5 minutes, right? Calm, right? Be like, okay, right? But that calmness was found at the ceremony, and it was sitting with Grandfather Tony. And he started talking to me about being all in, all present. Like how do we do that, right? This just gets better. Hang on, just hang on. This just gets better, right? So, to be all in, right? Listening with all 5 senses, right? I did not know that, 30 years ago, right? And it's still something that I'm working on, because everything is beautiful in depth and weight. Because people, spiritual New Agers say, oh, I just listen from my heart. Well, freaking great. That's great. You're missing all the other senses, though. Like if you're not listening, with your eyes, right? We speak with our eyes, right? Our body moves. There's a lot of language going on that we're speaking energetically, right? Spiritually, emotionally, like, we speak before we even say something, right? But, that's the listening, here. Right? our energy speaks, right? Right. And you notice a lot of colonial people that they come from that colonial world, they speak something and their energy is completely different, right? That's just the way, you know, you know, yeah. It's so in order to be all in, there has to be an alignment there, right? Alignment with humility and truth. But we can't do that, right? Unless we're all in. Like if we're scattered, then we bring that scattered thing. And then what do we hear? We hear scattered things. And then once we hear scattered things, we're back in this lonely, sadness, depression thing. It's like kind of like, oh my God, I'm getting mixed messages. I'm just getting cluttered and chaos and just like I'm getting this message over here, I'm getting that message from there. It's just like, and it's tiring, you know. It's tiring. It really is. Let's circle back to spiritual realms, right? So we're going to circle back. This is us. So we kind of already went around once, right? Right. So what spiritual realms? Now that we understand. Okay, so now that we're here, we're present. We made our offerings, we smudged, we said our prayers, right? That's the setup. That's just the beginning. It really just gets better. Okay, so now we're present, we're here, and so now we're circling back to, there's a message, right? But we missed a lot of messages because we weren't all in, right? So what are some of the spirit? And here, take notes. This is the time for you to take notes. I love you. Just take notes here. Get your pens, get your paper out. Yeah. Okay. A realm. So there's beautiful, powerful, different realms. They all have a little different like that, right? It all looks a little different, right? Right. There's a message. So when we sit with, when we understand, when we feel, when we walk with, these different medicines, right? Like humility, right? Right. There's a message in every moment from humility, right? That time. And this just gets better. The more we're aware, the more we're connected to that beautiful consciousness, that beautiful vibe, energy, frequency, whatever you want to call it. And once we connect with that, then our world just opens up, right? And I didn't know this, and like that colonial, I can't live a good life without being humble and sitting with consistently humility. Because if I don't miss, and that is a spiritual realm, right? That's not just that. That's not a place that we vacation there. We're not humility tourists, which a lot of us are, right? We're like, oh yeah, this is a nice place, yeah, nice place, yeah. Like a lot of people come to ceremonies, oh yeah, I'm so spiritual, and then they're driving away yelling at like the donut guy, someone cuts them off, blah, 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 whatever that is, right? No. So we have to learn that place, that moment of humility is always with us right now. Right. Right. And in that moment it's like keeping that door open, right? It is so beautiful and so powerful. So that we see things, we hear things, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, that we would have missed completely before. Mind numbing stuff, right? There's a beautiful, okay, so let's just take one angle. So Mother Earth, right? Humility, circle medicine, ancestors, waking up, offering, gratitude, thank you, all part of what? This life, and humility. And while we're here, let's take a look at what, Mother Earth is saying to us. What is Mother Earth saying to you right now? And I remember Grandfather Tony, I think we were in lodge at one point, and he said, well, what's Mother Earth saying to you right now? And I'm like, I didn't know I was supposed to be listening to, but that's where I was. That's where I was. I didn't know I was supposed to be listening to, in spiritual realms. There's a message in every moment. I didn't know that, right? I didn't know that. I'm just sitting there in ceremony, just like feeling really good, right? I didn't know that, in every moment I'm supposed to be spiritually listening, right? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I mean, I was just happy, from my traumatic background, I was just happy in that moment to feel safe because growing up, there just wasn't any safety for me anywhere, right? Right, right. So, that's part of my journey was feeling just like, oh my God, I'm just kind of relaxed, right? I'm just kind of, nothing's happening and nothing's happening to me now, right? And back then, let's talk about the spiritual journey. Back then, that's where I was. But as we grow with spirit, we start to understand that, hey, look, there's a lot more to one moment than just feeling safe, that there's a beautiful, powerful message there for us. And then thank you to Grandfather Tony for bringing that out and saying, what's, here, this is your homework. This is your homework. Ready? What is Mother Earth saying to you right now? Personally. Personally. If you don't have a personal relationship, create one. That's what we're supposed to do, right? Right? And say, hey, look, no one's ever asked me that before. That's okay. That's okay. Say something like, well, no. Say, thank you. I love you. Thank you for, I'm just like, I'm so honored to sit here with you, right? Maybe say that, right? So we are here to build good relations, both seen and unseen, physical and spiritual. So Mother Earth, message there. Humility has a message, you know? Humility, let's talk about what's the task with humility. The wolf, so the wolf has a message. And so finding our place in the circle, finding this beautiful place that we belong. How do we replace this colonial sadness? Great. Humility, finding a place where we belong and that we feel safe. That's how we do that, right? Like if we're sad and lonely, then we're not feeling safe, right? Sad, lonely, depressed is like, well, I'm not feeling safe. I'm not feeling like emotionally, right? I'm feeling something else. I'm spiritually somewhere else, right? Right? But when I sit with the wolf, when I sit with humility, when I sit with Mother Earth, knowing that I'm part of this beautiful, powerful, sacred hoop, have all these terrific, awesome powers, to sit with, I feel better. And so, and that's a message right there, right? One, that place of safety. That was probably the first message that just went completely over my head, right? But it was there, and it was guys like Grandfather Tony that said, well, I'm really happy that you feel safe, man. For guys like us, not about staying calm. I'm passionate. Don't get the two confused. Right? I'm passionate about this stuff. And that's the beautiful thing. Okay, so another spiritual realm, the truth. This is a really scary place, right? Because there's a colonialism. That's a spiritual realm right there. There's a lot of us that don't want to go there, especially for us that were in recovery, that needed to be in recovery. That was the scariest place, right? Could not get me to say that. Say, look, but that was part of my journey, and part of my journey is the truth, right? Making good relations with the truth. There's a message from there's a message from the truth every day if I sit here and listen to that, right? Make a note here. Make a note saying what is spiritual realms. There is a message in every moment. What is your what is your message now from the unseen spirit of the truth? Right? I love you, you're safe, ain't nothing gonna happen, you're here, right? Oh. Right. does that look like, right? Are we happy? I don't know, right? Right. Like, we get lulled into this sense of convenience rather than healthy stuff, right? Right. We get lulled into this, right? We get lulled into our comfort zone, right? Right. Right. Right? Are we stuck in our comfort zone? Is it time to outgrow our comfort zone? Probably, right? So as we grow, as our definition, walking with hollow bones grows, so does our comfort zone. It has to be equal. Everything may mirror each other, right? If there's chaos, confusion in our life, we take a look at our comfort zone, right? That's the truth, right? Like if I'm feeling lost, lonely, scared in a relationship, I have to look at that, right? Right? I have to take a look at that, right? That's courage, right? There's a message there. What is this beautiful message? Write this down, right? Like the preamble to this, right? And I know we're about 10 minutes from finishing. It's just like the preamble to this is, let's bring in some grandmother medicine here, right? Males, you can do that. Gentleness, nurturing, compassion, kindness, right? Write that down here. There's someone write that in the feed right there. The feed's here. Kindness, compassion, gentleness, kind words. Right? Write that down in there. I'll wait. Right? But these are all spirits of respect, wisdom, right? Honesty, right? Honesty. Who are you? What are you doing? And who are you doing it with? Is it healthy? Is it healthy? Right? I don't know. Is it convenient or is it healthy? And there's probably two different things there. There's a message from both, right? Like, the message, and like here it is. The message is always in alignment with, right, spiritual, right. So sometimes the message is like literally, don't smoke crack, don't drink. That's the message, right? It's like medicine, right? There's good medicine and there's bad medicine, right? Right? Anger, bad medicine, right? Probably not good. We can make a better decision. Okay, smoking crack, probably a bad thing, right? It's still medicine, no matter what it is. It's still medicine, right? Don't do it. Make a better decision. You know what? I think I'd rather sit in a circle, right? Kind of thing. Drinking, whatever. Sipping when no one's looking. Well, somebody's always looking. Somebody always knows, because that's the nature of the spirit, right? So when we get to that moment, right? Like if we're nipping on something, right? We got to take a look at that, right? Like if we're thinking about nipping on something or taking a little something, then we got to take a look at that. And it's really, we have to get out of this place of, labeling everything, blame, shame, guilt. We have to get out of that and just be like, take that long, beautiful, natural look and be like, look, man, I think I can make a better decision. So really, there's no great evil out there. There's simply us making a better decision, right? So a lot of us think that we're plagued by some heaviness and evil when we're making bad decisions, and that's not really it. No, we gotta just make better decisions. Be like, look, man, I don't think I should do that anymore. That's like anti-life, right? And this you can write down. Am I doing something to create a good life, or am I doing something to create a bad life, right? Emotionally, mentally, spiritually. How's my relationship with all these? Like, how do we replace the colon? This is the way we do that, right? Right? We're supposed to transmute. That's what we're supposed to do into, there was a question, question the other day, and this is spiritually brilliant, to keep you sick. Keep you sick. This is absolutely spiritual brilliant, right? And this is from the colonial realms, right? What's it? The seven deadly sins, right? Absolutely. So, right. What's it like? What's one of the seven? Gluttony. I think gluttony is one of them, right? So, Murder, adultery. Okay, right. So, you know, when we say those things, we invite those things, right. So even though we're saying that, like, like like we want to stay away from it, we're already sitting right next to it because we've already said it. You know, that is spiritually brilliant to keep you sick. Absolutely spiritually brilliant. But let's take so we reverse that, right? And this is about finding out spiritual realms, the message, right? So so we say no thank you. We say no thank you, and then we bring in humility. We bring in love. We bring in truth, right? You see how the energy just shifted. To feel that, I know some of you felt that, right? Oh my God, yeah, feel good. You know, feel that. Remind yourself of that. So it's that cosmic shift, you know, and that cosmic shift again. We're back to that place of opening up these beautiful doors, so we can understand, hear the message, and you know, once that message hit, rarely, rarely does it come in. You know, that message is something that we're supposed to sit with. Right. And we're going to have to wrap it up here. That message is something that we're just supposed to sit with. Right. So, message. So, message of the day. Right. Write that down. The message of the day. This is part of it. Right. This could be for you and your ears only. Right. Right here, right now. Say, wow, this is for me. This is, you know, and I get that thing a lot. Wow, I think you were speaking right to me. You know, there's a situation when you know, that's great. Maybe it is, but maybe you have to go a little deeper. A price has to be paid. Let's continue to be all in. Once we get all in, understand that it becomes easier as we go along. Like, you know, in the beginning, right? So let's say, so in the beginning, right? I was a marathon swimmer. I didn't show up to swim practice the first day and be a marathon swimmer, right? Right? But I was a world class swimmer. Right? Right? I didn't just show up to the national championship and just show up and win. No, a price has to be paid. Spiritual price. Finding these spiritual things, these beautiful nuggets that will bring us a good, beautiful, powerful life. You know. Okay. I'm just getting warmed up here. So, no, we may run to 9 o'clock. So okay. Here's another spiritual realm. Write this down. And I told you it gets better. I just told you it gets better. So another spiritual realm, the ancestors. That's a spiritual realm. And so go to that moment. You know, say thank you, gratitude, all the things, and go to that moment. What do the ancestors? What are they saying to you, right? So now we got a message from humility. We got a message from love, truth, wisdom, honesty, respect. Now we're going to the ancestors. We've been to Mother Earth, which is kind of like everything, right? You know. So now what's the message from the ancestors for us, right? That's a beautiful, beautiful thing, right? So here again. Let's kind of, like, I don't want to wrap this up, but okay. In spiritual realms, there is a message in every moment. Oh my God. So now we understand in one moment, there's multiple moments. That's great. It's like dynamic and powerful. It's not just one little moment. Be like, okay, I hope I'm there. I hope I don't miss it, right? No. We can create, and here's the beautiful thing, and here's something that the colonial world doesn't want us to do, is we can create this beautiful moment anytime we want, and we can go back to that moment anytime we want. Write that down. Is that freaking beautiful? So we can create this beautiful, beautiful moment. Write that down. We can create a good, beautiful, powerful life. We don't have to feel like we're at the winds of some sort of colonial catastrophe, that we can come here and we can create something absolutely new and beautiful. Right? I love you. Right? Right. I'm letting that moment marinate, right? You know, like how do you feel now, right? Right? How do we should feel empowered. We should feel embraced. We should feel like we are not alone. We should feel like that spiritual hug, right? Imagine me ancestors like hugging us right now. And this gets even better. Here, it gets even better. Like mind blowing. The next 7 generations, what are they thinking about? You know, there's that beautiful, powerful love there right now. Right? A beautiful, powerful love there, right? It's nice to be remembered, right? And nice to be honored. Well, in unseen spiritual realms, that's the next 7 generations. How would they feel? Go to that moment. Ask them, how do you feel right now? We have sit here. We're creating this better world for you, right? They become allies and partners. They become part of our beautiful protection network, right? We hear things. We hear things that we wouldn't hear before. Imagine, here's some contrast. Imagine going through life without any of this. What a freaking disaster. What a freaking disaster. What a disaster. You know, I know why I drank now shot, put stuff in my veins because, I didn't know any of this, right? The colonial world is there to keep you in the dark, right? And it's just contrast medicine, right? So let's not label it and say all with spiritual realms. Here's a spiritual realm, just say no thank you, right? That's it. You know? Like it's important you do this too. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, right? Um, right? No thank you is a beautiful realm. You know, you have to believe in this white God. No thank you. We are the chosen people and we want you to be what? No thank you. You have to go to church on no thank you. You are less than. We have a higher sanction. Our God has a higher sanction. No thank you. See how beautiful that is? No, you're going to hell. No thank you. Okay. Everything you told me within like the last week. you know, watching the church the other day, this is the kind of stuff I heard, right? Yeah, I'm like, and the whole time I'm like, no thank you. Yeah, no thank you. Eat this cracker, no thank you. Right? Yeah. Give me some fry bread. I'm sorry, guys. So, if you want to feel better, if you want to have a better life, if you want to feel good emotionally, mentally, spiritually, go to these things that bring us a good life, right? Do these things. Be intentful. Be focused. Be all in. It doesn't have to be. And what happens here is once we do these things, what? And I told you it gets even better. Okay, I really have to go. So what it gets even better. The power of Mother Earth, when we connect to Mother Earth, once we feel and honor that connection, guess what? Mother Earth protects us. Right? I want to feel protected. I don't want to feel alone and scared anymore, like that little boy in the orphanage. Right? I don't want to feel that way. Okay, truth. The truth is, a beautiful power. It's the armor that I wear. Right? I am part of something so beautiful, so powerful. Right? It's my armor, right? So when people come to me, the naysayers and the haters, right? And they're just there. That's what they're supposed to do. And all again, like we don't have to get out of line. We just say no, thank you, right? Not our circus, right? That's all we say. Okay, you're not my. And a lot of those is like a family members and people in our circle that get sick, right? We just say no thank you. I'm going to love you from over here and you got to go over there, right? And so these are the things that protect us, right? Like if we can dismiss someone in our life who's sick, then that's a beautiful thing, right? Just say no thank you, man. I love you, man, but I got to go. I got to go. That's the beautiful thing, man. That's the message right there, man. So, a couple notes I wrote. I didn't go to my notes. No, my notes. So there's realms like drinking. This is a realm. Sadness is a realm. Happiness is a realm. There's a message. So once you're happy, there's already a message. The message could be happy. So again, it's this beautiful place of wow, this gets better. So once we do this stuff, well, usually the message of happiness, just keep doing what you're doing. Like, hey, just come back and stay here. Like, don't be like a tourist in this like happy place. Just like stay there, right? Hey, man, I'm a part of Mother Earth, man. That feels really good. I'm going to sit with humility and courage and wisdom and respect and bring out that happy. That's just beautiful. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, kind of gotta run. All right, please keep me in your prayers today. Could be some life-altering, diagnosis. So, anyway. All right. All right. The final word is this ceremony may end, but the ceremony in you does not end. So take what we lived here, loved here, learned here, and listened to here, and take it out to the four winds. Does us no good to be all spiritual here. If we don't take it out to the four winds, that means take this message. That means it's more than hitting that share button. Share this everywhere. This is the message. This is we are the medicine. That's the medicine right there. Bring people to the circle. Tell your families and friends. Tell everybody that we are here, that we are part of something good. We are spearheading the change that is humanity right. That's what we are doing. And we have changed the world for what we have done here. When the hearts and minds align, and the world changes. That's the deal, right? It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be this to change the world. The hearts and minds have to come together, and that's what we've done here. So hit that share button, but more important, share it right here. So it goes out here. If it doesn't go here, then it won't go to our families, friends, communities, nation. It won't go. So put it here first, and then let it go out there. My name is Kenny Bewit Macwa, Standing Bear. And if no one said that, they love you today. I love you very much. Let's have a great day. Bye. All right.